The last big purchase I made in 2024 was the MacBook Pro M4 Max at launch. I still absolutely love the thing to pieces. Everything I had issues with in Final Cut has all but disappeared. Granted, coming from the final Intel machine Apple made, any M series upgrade probably would have done the trick, but where's the fun in that? Actually, please spend responsibly, don't waste your savings. That said, I've already made a dedicated video about that, which you can check out over here if you're interested. In Q1 of this year, so within the last 3 months, I've made 3 more big purchases, probably also the last ones for this year, as I'll be eating instant noodles for the rest of the year to make up for my spending spree. And speaking of savings, as I currently watch my portfolios disappear into the ether thanks to Cheeto McFlurries, I've decided to live a little and buy a few more things before all of that money has disappeared entirely. Now, I want to emphasize that 2 of these purchases were planned for quite a while. I obviously don't have tens of thousands of euros just lying around, and the third one I intended to buy as well 2 months ago, but it just didn't work out the way I had it planned. Either way, it bears repeating. Buy things responsibly and don't judge. Today we're talking about the first one I bought, the Speediance Gym Monster 2. Contrary to the fat appearance I'm presenting here, I'm actually really into strength training, and for the past year or so, post-surgery, I've also taken up running. It just so happens that I like food a lot more than either of those 2 things. I did, however, manage to hit my goal of running 5 kilometers uninterrupted, and after doing it more and more, I even got close to my second goal of doing it in 30 minutes. Close, mind you. I might drop that stretch goal. Averaging around 32 to 33 minutes is totally fine, and honestly, just being able to run the 5 kilometers as originally planned is enough for me. 60 meters. You can see that, I don't know, about 60 meters left. So I'm just gonna keep filming now. It sucks, to be honest. It's been quite a while since I did 5 kilometers uninterrupted, actually. And also, my fatigue is starting to show. Fatigue in my legs. I'm like running twice a week and leg day twice a week. And we're done. Now it's cool down for 1 kilometer. Oh yeah, I did it. A lot slower than usual. Usually around 32 to 34 minutes. But yeah. As I kept running in the park, I somehow started going to the gym less and less. Originally because I wasn't allowed to lift heavy. After a while, I honestly didn't even feel like going anymore. But I did want to get back into strength training, as that is what I enjoy the most. And also, I didn't want to keep paying for the gym, because that kind of sucked. That's when I first came across Tonal. It looks really cool, does all the things I wanted to do, and takes up very little space for what it provides. Several issues with it though. For one, and technically the biggest issue, is that it's not officially sold in Germany. Secondly, it has to be mounted to the wall by Tonal experts or something to that effect. And then there's the price. The purchase price, expensive as it may be, isn't the issue here, as all smart gyms are very expensive. It's the forced 1-year membership you also have to pay for. All 3 of these points are what I'd consider critical issues. I'd have no support or warranty if I don't buy through a licensed reseller here, which doesn't exist. I'm a renter, so mounting something that heavy duty to the walls is not ideal either, especially not when I've seen so many cases on YouTube where the thing literally came crashing down. Not great. And the membership fee, if I'm already paying that much, I really don't want to keep paying more on top, considering that leaving the gym membership behind is one of the driving factors here. After some more research, I came across the Speediance Gym Monster 2, and that essentially ticked all my boxes. No mounting, it even has wheels so it's not stuck in place and can be moved at will, and no hidden fees. Over the past month, since I bought the machine, I haven't missed a single workout because it really doesn't take a lot of willpower to do what you're supposed to do if you don't have to leave the house. That works for antisocial hermits like myself, so your experience might differ. Also, people are really gross at the gym. Digging for gold, not washing their hands after using the lavatory, the works. Please just wash. Moving on. If you look at the cost spread of it, having quit the gym, the money I save from the membership will essentially pay for the machine within about 3-ish years. That's just dreamland maths though. In reality, I'll just buy more useless stuff every month with the money I am saving and that the gym isn't taking out of my account. But in theory it would, and it's the thought that counts. Right? I have yet to find a major negative about this machine in terms of training functionality. The only one that is an actual issue to me is that I currently cannot squat deep or barely even manage to get into anything remotely close to resembling a squat with the bar on my back.
as the platform doesn't allow me to take up the much wider stance I'm used to. I can't just go off the platform either due to where the cables come from. Long story short, quite literally a skill issue. So now I'm working on my ankle mobility to get back to ATG with a more narrow stance. So hopefully in a few weeks, months I guess, that should no longer be an issue. I hope. As for actual limitations, the 100 kilogram limit is possibly the one drawback for people who lift very heavy. But my PRs pre-surgery were 80 kilogram barbell back squat for like 4 reps and 117.5 kilogram deadlifts for like 2 reps. So even if I was still at that level, which I'm not, very far away from that still, it would just be the deadlift that's taken a hit. And honestly, I'd just go for reps now instead of weight. So in an 8 to 12 rep range back then, it probably would have been more around 80 kilograms, if not less as well. All that is to say, unless you lift really, really heavy, this machine seems to do it all. As for additional bells and whistles, the Bluetooth accessories are cool to activate the weight without having to let go of whatever handle you currently have in your hands. The bench is nice, and the safety features are really cool as well, like getting stuck under the bar during a bench press, for instance. With actual plates on the bar, you'd probably do the wiggling motion to tilt it to one side and then try to remove yourself from that situation. This is exactly how it works here as well. You tilt it to one side, far, so that the machine understands it isn't just a temporary imbalance, and it will disengage, and now you're free to move. That is really cool. There are so many more things that are really cool about this machine, but nothing is as amazing as the convenience factor it has brought to me. The number one reason for me not wanting to do things is your general introvert stuff, and thankfully these days, to a much lesser degree, anxiety. This guy helped me with my anxiety a lot more than I ever would have thought possible. So to be able to forgo all of this and without compromise is truly amazing. If the 100 kilogram limit would stifle your training menu, then obviously this wouldn't be for you. But for everyone else, with disposable income at the ready, I can't recommend this enough. But yeah, the budget needs to be available. This isn't a review of the machine itself, of course. And honestly, I don't think I'd be qualified to do that in the first place. I mean, look at me, right? You won't find any discount codes in the description and no sales pitch from me either. I just really like the Gym Monster 2. Would I have liked the Gym Monster 1? Probably. As we will talk about in another of these 3 videos, I do not like buying things if a better thing that checks more of the boxes that I want checked exists. Hashtag FOMO. It is what it is. So this is by far one of the best purchases I've made in recent memory. The M4 Max was great, but not that important. The other 2 upgrades I bought, also great, love them, but again, not really important. The fact that I haven't, so far at least, missed a single workout because I get to see stats and stuff as well, which really excites me, which gets me hyped to keep going because I really like data, is amazing. So yeah, it was the most sensible of my Q1 purchases this year by far, and honestly, I am not regretting it one bit. This was just one of the 3 big purchases that I made in Q1 of 2025, which means there are 2 more, which you can see here and here. Why not give them a look as well? Either way, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.